If you are a Windows user and you need lots of Windows virtual machines or maybe some Windows virtual machines, then it's high time that you should switch from the VMware and VirtualBox to Windows own Windows Sandbox. Because today I'm going to show you a trick which you can use to configure Windows sandboxes in the same way, or should I say in better ways than you can do it in VirtualBox or VMware. And if you don't know why you should switch, or if you don't know why I am asking you to switch, then you can watch my other video in which I have compared both of them. That is VMware versus Windows Sandbox. I'll leave the link of the video in the description of this video, or you can also find it in the eye icon right now. So in order to configure Windows Sandbox, we need to create a Windows configuration file, that is a WFE file. So for that, I'll go to Start and I'll search for Notepad over here. So this is Notepad, and here is the code that you can use. And I'll leave this code in the description of this video, or you can download this entire Notepad from the link given in the video as well. And see, I'm going to explain this code, but let me first zoom into this. So I hope this is visible now. And so see, first these lines. So if you want to execute some command files or open some folders, as soon as you log into your Windows Sandbox, then you can use this logon command. Okay, so it will go on like this: logon command, and here instead of cmd.exe, you can directly write all the code over here. Okay, and if it is like if the code is very complex, then I would recommend you to use a batch file. That can also be done, but this you can write the code over here so that the Windows Sandbox will run that code as soon as it logs into the system. Then we have various configuration files. Okay, so for example, if you want a folder that is in your laptop or in your desktop inside your virtual machine on the Windows Sandbox, then you can use this. Okay, and these commands should be inside configuration boxes. Okay, this. So see, it's map folders, then map folder. Notice this S over here. Okay, then you will give a host folder, and here is the name of the folder that you want to share between your main system and the virtual machine. And then you have an option of read only. If you keep this to true, then you cannot modify that folder, and if you change it to, let's say, false, then you can modify the folders. Okay, and you can use this block of code as many times as you want. Okay, if you want to, for say, let's say you want 3 folders, so I'll copy this block over here, and then I can paste it again and again. Let me format this a bit. Okay, so here it is. Now I can have multiple folders also. Okay, so my share one, my share so two. So I can share like this multiple folders as much as I want. Then we have the memory. This is nothing but RAM. Okay, so as you guys might be aware that Windows Sandbox has only 4 gigs of RAM by default. But if I want to increase or decrease that amount, I can use this. So if I use 8192, it means 8192 MB, which in turn means 8 GB. Okay, so if you want 8 GB RAM, then you can use this, and this will directly launch Sandbox with 8 gigs of RAM. Just keep in mind to keep this value reasonable. So, like for example, if you see, I have 24 gigs of RAM in my laptop right now. Okay, so memory is 24 gigs over here. So I can use 8 gigs and I can keep the rest 16 gigs for my laptop. I can move it to around 12 gigs as well. And in extreme case scenario, I can even go up to 18 gigs. Okay, but not above that, because then my laptop will start crashing due to low RAM. Okay, then you can also enable or disable the audio, that is your microphone, and video input, that is your webcams. By default, these two are always enabled, but if you want for some reason to disable them, then you can use these two commands. Then finally we have the protected client, okay, box. This basically increases the security because we are basically using RDP. So if you want to log into your sandbox more securely or in a secured manner, then you can use this. And by default, this is disabled. Okay. So now let me show you how quick it is to run this. Okay. So first of all, I do not want these commands because I don't want to run something right now. So I'll just remove this. Okay. And map folders also I don't want. This we can keep. This I don't want. And let's say I want to keep these as enabled. Okay. So I can write enable also. And video input, I want to keep it as disabled. Okay. So this is then my code which I want to run because I just want to increase the memory, that is RAM, to 8 gigs, and I want to enable audio input and disable video input. Okay. So I'll go to file and then I'll save this as I'll use save as. Okay. So save as, change this from text document to all files. You can now name this anything. Let's name this config, and the extension should be WSP.WSP. Okay, and then save. Now you can see I got my file over here. Now let me show you something. If I go to Windows Sandbox and if I run it from here directly, okay. So see how quick this is. And here we are. We got our own OS over here running. And here I can use the task manager and I can show you in the performance that the total memory that I have is only 4 gigs right now. Okay, 4 GB memory I have and 1 GB I'm using. Now let me close this. Okay, and here I have the config file to set the memory to 8 gigs. Okay, so I'll just double click over here and this will launch the sandbox. And again, you can see how quickly this is launching. And here I have my system in a virtual machine. And if I use Control Shift Escape for the task manager over here and go to performance, then you can see that here now I have 8 gigs of RAM, right? So my configuration file is working perfectly fine and it is not slowing it in any way. So that was all for this video. I hope you liked this video and you found this useful. If yes, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.